Get out this, the first calculations based on body weight homework assignment. Not the one that says part 2. It doesn't say part 1, but it says calculations based on body weight. Now you're going to do this, every single one. The answers are on the back side, but let's look at a few of these. Look at number 3. Let's analyze this slowly. It says the order is for cefaclor. See the label. Well, the label's on the back side. Realize something, I'm not being tacky to doctors, but doctors cannot remember every single thing in the world. And so this doctor is going to give this patient cefaclor. He's going to do it based upon the body weight, but he's thinking, now wait a minute, oh man, what is that amount I'm supposed to give? Well, he can look at the label, and not all have this way, but on the label itself, it says, see, turn it right here, and it says, usual dosage. Read this with me. Look on your sheet. Read this as I do it. It says usual dosage for children, 20 milligrams per kilogram a day. Means per day. Now I'll caution. In parentheses it says 40 milligrams per kilogram in otitis media. Well, it means a middle ear infection. It says here the patient does not have otitis media. So the doctor knows. He looked at the label. Of course, he won't tell you he had to consult with the label. He realized, oh yeah, that's right. I've got to give this kiddo or order 20 milligrams per kilogram per day. That's his order. So let's put that one. So the doctor ordered 20 milligrams per kilogram per day. But wait, how often? Well, let's see. Keep reading. In 3 divided doses. So the patient's going to get it TID. 3 times a day. 3 divided dose means 3 divided up in thirds, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Back to the problem. It said, let's see here, kid weighs 38 pounds. So the child weighs 38 pounds. It tells you also on the label how strong the stuff is right there. 125 milligrams per 5 milliliters. That's the dosage strength. 125 milligrams per. I'm sloppy looking, I'm so sorry. You'd think they'd hire some decent teachers around AC, but no, hired that Dudley guy, I'm so sorry. So, let's do it straight through, as is like we've done, 3 already. Let us first write the order in a mathematical form. Like it said on the label, that's what the doctor ordered. We'll give 20 milligrams per kilogram a day or per day. Next job, multiply by the weight in kilograms, which I don't know yet, but I'm going to find that out. If I take the patient's weight, which is 38 pounds, remember, instead of setting it up and doing all this rigmarole, if you just know the pounds, you divide by 2.2, that gets you kilograms. So I take 38 divided by 2.2. Do this with me. Don't just watch me do it. This is not a spectator sport. This is class participation. So 17.27277. Okay. Now, if you want to just write it down as 17, please, I hope by now you understand what I'm trying to get across. You need to keep track of every step. If you just put a rounded off number here just to keep track of it in that step, that's fine. But I'm not going to use this rounded off number in my next step. I'm going to use the big long strung out number 17 point blah 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 blah. Hope you spell blah 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 blah. Okay, that's spelled B-L. Okay, I'll use that number. So now I'm ready for that. Let's take that 17.2727 number times 20, and that is 345.4545 blah 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 blah. So I can just put 345 just to keep track of the step. But wait, sounds like one of those commercials, but wait. Those cancel out. Why? Because that's on the top and that's on the bottom. Let's time out. Let me show you something real fast. What if you think, I think Dudley's, I don't have to do it his way. I do it my own way. Okay, do it your own way. What if you had written this 20 milligrams per kilogram per day? Now multiply that by 17 kilograms. that's not obvious there what needs to be canceled out, because it's like everything's on top. If you put it, instead of writing it this way, you write it this way, that shows you very clearly that the kilograms is on the bottom of a fraction. That symbol, kilogram, is on the top of this fraction. You need to put it this way in order to be able to see, oh yeah, there we go. That's on top, that cancels out, that's on the bottom, those cancel each other out. This is therefore how many milligrams per day I give. So I'm not to the answer yet, but I do know how many milligrams I have to give for the entire day. But I need to know how much to give each dose in divided doses. Well, how many times a day will the little crumb cruncher get his meds? It says right there on the label, we put it here, 3 times a day. So I'm going to divide this number by 3. You're tired of hearing me say this or ask this, but again, I'm not going to use that number. I'm using the one still here, 345.4545454545. Now divide that by 3. Always use the prior answer in the next step. Well, that says 115.1515, so 115 point blah, 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 blah. So 115. That, though, is not the per day amount. That's the per dose amount. So per dose, that's how much the little kiddo's going to get. Each dose, for 3 times every day, each of those 3 times a day, the kid gets this much. Last step is my dosage calculations. I know in divided doses, the kid gets this much. Well, how strong is the stuff I've got? We already said. It says it right there on the label. I've got 125 milligrams, watch out though, in every 5 milliliters. Anytime there's a number up here, you have to deal with it. Those cancel out. So now it's 115 times 5 divided by this. But again, it's not 115. It's the previous step, the 115.151515. I take that long strung out number times 5, then divided by 125. The answer is 4.6. That's rounded off correctly. Remember, more than 1, round off to tenths. So it's 4.6061, but the correct answer rounded off is 4.6. And let's look here. On the back side, the answers, I did it right, that's good. 4.6. I'm sure glad I got that right. I would look pretty stupid, okay? I look stupid most of the time, but in this case I didn't. There's the answer. Now we'll come back for at least one more of these sessions before you start doing all your homework, because especially in this part 2, there's some kind of quirky things to watch out for.